morning everyone. Thank you very much for joining me again today. Sorry I've been away so long. I've been back to work and found it very painful without an afternoon nap. So today's reading is going to be their thoughts and feelings about your last meeting, or around your last meeting, and a little bit of an inkling into what they were thinking after you separated. You have got 3 piles as usual: pile number 1, pile number 2 and pile number 3. So if you want to take your choice, then we'll get going. Right then, pile number 1, to me this feels a bit like an Agatha Christie play. It has like secrets and intrigue and beauty and trying to keep things hidden and trying to keep things controlled. Your person's coming up as the 3 of Swords and Venus. The 3 of Swords speaks of heartache, and I'm getting a feeling from the rest of the spread, something that they feel they can't express, although there's some sort of, excuse me, with Venus here, appreciation of beauty. There are secrets here, there's conversation, but things are left unsaid in this spread. It makes me feel of attraction that is just being controlled. The Emperor, you've got the Emperor twice in this spread, and it's coming up on their part. You're coming up as the 7 of Cups, which I get the feeling, and you've got the Magician down here as well, that there's something to do with you feel like everything's in your control, but in a more easygoing way. It's like, I've dreamt about it, I feel it, I can make it happen type of feeling. When they're coming across as, I feel it and I'm not going to let it happen. I don't know why I'm feeling this, because this may only resonate with a few people, but you've got the Emperor, you've got Death, and you've got the Devil. So there's, and the 4th house came up twice as well. Sorry, the 4th house came up here, and the 4 of Wands, which to me is speaking of some sort of stability and attraction. The stability makes me think that it could be that you are both in stable relationships, or you're both very stable in your life if you're not already in relationships, and that coming together is somehow making things turbulent. I don't even know why I think this or feel this at the moment. I'll go through and you can see what you think or feel. It won't all ring true for you, but just bits you may be able to pick out of this. Right, the little square here, the High Priestess and the Emperor. To me, secrets, it's things that are hidden, things that are left unsaid. The 4th house is like your roots. It's like, and you've got the 6 of Cups here. It's like a connection that you both feel. It's a connection that feels easy, but there's also that connection I'm thinking that needs to be controlled, or is not expressed, or is not accepted. And I don't know whether it's accepted in the environment that you're in, or accepted in regards to your relationship status or your work status. I don't know. But the High Priestess is hidden. The 4th house is right at the bottom of the chart. It's things that you carry around with you that you may possibly be unconscious of in some way. And the Emperor is control. It's somebody in a work position who's not showing their feelings. Or somebody who just functions from that point of view. Somebody who likes to feel like they're in control. The Emperor's quite I'm sorry, I'm thinking here. My sister's, I know I can't actually say that too personal. I know somebody who has a boss. Is very much Emperor energy. He is hard, he is uncaring, but he takes exactly what he wants from a situation. But he also likes people who push back. He respects people who push back on him. The situation surrounding is King of Wands here, the Emperor here. There's something to do with respect for understanding the situation, and I'm feeling this, and I don't know yet because I've not been through all the cards. Respect for feeling the situation, but being hard on yourself and still turning up, still carrying on. You can both read what's going on in each other's faces, in each other's eyes, but there's still that guts to get up and carry on. I don't know why, if that rings true. It makes me think of somebody who has possibly, you know, say if you've been let go from a job, but you get up the next day and you go in until you've worked out your notice period. It's that feeling of toughness with feelings underneath, both of you knowing it, both of you feeling it, both of you realising it, but neither of you allowed to express it. And there's attraction here because of Venus there, the Seven of Cups is fantasies. And the World card and the Ten of Pentacles behind, to me, with the fourth house there and the Four of Wands, it's a feeling of, I'm thinking of an established situation, established relationship. And I also get the feeling as well that this relationship has this, your last connection was possibly a long time ago. It's almost as if it's been wound up and there's been distance. Your person's more defensive than you. You're more open. But the Four of Wands and the Six of Cups together, their thoughts and feelings with regards to your last get-together was a feeling of ease, a feeling of understanding, and a feeling of just getting on well. There's like a conversation, you've got the Ace of Swords at the end, a conversation or exchange of words or expressions that have just felt like home to this person. The Four of Wands, Six of Cups is just a real feeling of comfort. Fourth house, Venus, beauty, comfort. It's like when you meet somebody, an old friend, and you haven't got in touch for a long time, you just fall back into conversation. I do get a feeling, it's like this pile here makes me think of anxiety more so before you've actually got together. When you've got together, it's been very easy. You're coming across as a magician, as we've said before, the Seven of Cups up here, which makes me think possibly that you've come into this whole get together, or when you've seen each other last, with excitement. It's almost like a childlike excitement because it's got the fantasy mixed with reality. So it's almost as if you can do anything you wanted to do this relationship or this situation or this get together, and that's what you feel. Your person's coming across because they've got the Nine of Wands here and the Three of Swords here, and I don't know if this will resonate for everybody or anybody, but it's, to me, it's not wanting to get hurt, it's being defensive, it's possibly could be a past relationship and they don't want to, I don't know, I'm getting the feeling of rebound here. Maybe they just finished a relationship and don't want to get into one yet, and they're almost keeping themselves back a bit. Or there's that feeling of possibly just on guard with regards to their status with the Emperor twice. See, this is a really strange feeling of two people. There's like fear before you've seen each other. You've got together or you've just contacted each other in some way, and there's been an ease of contact and you've both slipped back into it really easily. Conversations flow, there's just a feeling of familiarity here. And then afterwards, they've got the Emperor and the Death card. It makes me think, because I got this feeling from the beginning that this person can't be in a relationship, or it's not the right time for their relationship, because this to me is they're going off saying control yourself, cut it off. And you've got the World here at the end as if there's been distance. So I don't really know, it might not be cut it off, but more a case of how on earth could it be together. The Death card makes me think that possibly with the World behind, they're thinking, I'm not going to see them for a while. You know, with COVID and everything, I don't know when the last time you saw each other. It's as if the contact could be difficult. You're coming across once again as feeling, thinking in a less controlled way. You've got the Magician, the Seven of Cups and the Devil. That's somebody who is really taken, you're really taken with this person, and it's almost as if for the Two of Swords here, you're trying to decide, trying to think of a way that you can possibly get together again, which is probably why you are looking at this reading anyway. Right, now I've just picked through, let me have a think. Okay, I think that both of you, your last get together has got a mixture of what I would say ease of contact, a really sort of easy flow, but a feeling of anxiety behind it. This person's coming up as hiding secrets, probably with Venus here, attraction, of not wanting to get hurt or not wanting to hurt you. The fourth house here makes me think of stability, or it could make me think possibly that one of you is in a stable home environment that could be disruptive if the attraction is actually out on the surface. There's secrets here. There's a High Priestess, the Emperor, the secrets and control. I think this person, in your last meeting with regards to their thoughts and feelings, has struggled with the thought of wondering where this can go, because they know that with a Death card at the end, that separation is possibly, there's no other probability at the moment, because, I don't know, I keep thinking COVID here. And this person to me feels quite practical. What they actually liked about you with regards to their thoughts and feelings is they've admired the way, your courage for some reason. The King of Wands makes me think, and the Magician here makes me think of somebody who has come into the situation, even if you've had like, I felt anxiety here, but even if you've come into the situation with what I would sense as, make the best of this, make the best of this situation. Life's to play with. Let's try our best. If anything's happened in the past, let's basically put it under the carpet. That type of feeling. And they admire that. There's something to this person has a sense of strength. This person has a sense of, I'm going to say fire. Because there's Aries here, the King of Wands here. There's a sense of guts and moving forward and admiration for you just being straight up who you are. There's an innocence about you, there's a flow about you, and there's a real sort of gentle sweetness. What's the word when you're innocent? Yeah, it is got to be innocence. Of expectation. And they feel it as well. I think that you possibly bring out the Six of Cups here, and their Emperor card here, slapped on both sides, and you coming out with these sort of sweet let's play cards. I wonder if you bring out their childlike qualities, the bits that they used to play with more so before they grew up. That type of feeling. There's something to do with, possibly with the Ace of Swords here, there may be something to do with them. This won't fit everybody, I can say anybody, but them almost thinking that I can't entertain this idea. I'm just wondering if one of you's taken. It's almost as if I can't entertain this idea. Possibly, the conversations, there's connection there, there's beauty there, there's attraction there, but I don't think I can go forward with this. And then you've come into your last contact and it's thrown up in the air again because of the connection being easy. It makes me feel like two people coming together, one very sort of rigid and not letting their guard down, and the other one coming in, knowing the situation, knowing that you're both attracted to each other, and almost being confident and expectant in a really sweet but very, what's the word? Self-assured way. And this person has seen you and seen how self-assured you are and how you come across is just like an aura of confidence. I know, I can't think of a different word. And they've really admired that. And the attraction has been with regards to your looks and with regards to how you hold yourself, and the attraction has been in with the ease of contact. And that's their thoughts and that's their feelings. But I wonder whether they've thought at the end, which I'm picking up from this, I wonder where I can go with this. The Ace of Swords is, what can I do? This ignited them. It's made them feel there's more to it. But the Ace at the end is like, what can we do next? And then they're coming up with the Death and the Emperor. I'm going to revert back to my old controlling self. And it could go two ways. It could be I'm going to revert back to my old controlling self and I can't go forward with this. Or if that's not the case, if you're both single and both available, it could be a case of I need to control myself because there's going to be distance again between us, which I'm thinking of COVID here, or some sort of situation where you can't actually get together for a long time. So they don't want to revert to, I don't think you have any problem with what they're trying not to revert to, because you're coming up as a devil in the Seven of Cups, and that is just somebody who rolls around on the floor fantasizing. It's just somebody who enjoys indulging their their fantasies and their sexual side. Somebody who overthinks and really loves it. Somebody who likes being obsessed. Could be quite platonic, but just somebody who enjoys thinking about people they're attracted to. It's as if you play with scenarios in your head and enjoy doing it. You know, you fall asleep, when you get up in the morning. It's just that feeling of somebody who enjoys being in love. And as I said before, there's an innocence, but also as well with the Magician card here. It's the Magician and the Devil and the Seven of Cups make me think of somebody like a filmmaker, somebody who has an idea, thinks about it, and then actually has the possibility to make it become a reality. That type of feeling that you can actually bring it into reality by just, these thoughts and intentions, I suppose. I would be careful though with the Devil here to make sure that your intentions are sound here, because sometimes the devil can take you down a track where you're like, you go too far and you've got to pull yourself back a bit. And the Devil's, I think, is a great card as long as you are grounded. And the Magician and the Devil, I quite like that together, because it's like, yeah, you're stuck on Earth, you've got to play this game, but do it well. If you're going to do it well. You know, it makes me think how these three cards together make me feel of somebody who knows how reality actually moves forward. It's like your thoughts and your intentions and everything you have up your sleeve, you can actually play, make big. Well, you can make it true, but you can make whatever you wanted to out of a situation, and that is understanding exactly how things work. But it's got a feeling of creativity here. So it's got that Pisces feel of a filmmaker, somebody who has a, what's the word? Who has a dream. I can't think of the word. It goes think insight. Who has a dream, and dreams it over and over again until it becomes a reality. I think with you, there's a strength of character there. And with the King of Wands there, and them coming as the Emperor, I think they recognise that in you. It's like some great explorer who decides that they're going to do something that hasn't been done before, and they're going to do it, and they think about it, and they plan it, and everybody's going, stop being so stupid, and they do it. It reminds me very much of my sister, I don't know if she listens to these anymore, who probably about, 9 years ago, she's a lot younger than me, and she bought a caravan, and it was like £20, and she was going to go down to Cornwall and stay on a campsite in a caravan. To me, I thought, how on earth are you actually going to get that down the motorway? But she did it. Her and her friend, been really silly, didn't have a job, got this caravan, and honestly, I don't think it had any ground at all, no floor in it. I don't know. They must have pedalled down the motorway. But they just did it, and they lived there for summer, and they got jobs. In some surf shack, I don't know. But to me, it's just like this. It's this feeling of somebody that thinks it, feels it, and then if they want to, they can make it happen. So let me just start summing this up, okay? So from their perspective, their thoughts with regards to you first. Their thoughts are, I don't want to be hurt, and I don't want to hurt the other person. I find them extremely attractive. There's an ease of contact. There's a familiarity there. And there's some sort of stability. They feel like home, but I need to be controlled because like this feels like a secret that can't be, I'm going to say unearthed because it's got a very dramatic feel to it. I respect this person, the way that they actually present themselves, because I can see that they've got guts. I can see that they live their life how they want to live it, and they're prepared to basically nip over boundaries and barriers to get what they want. But I still feel the need to be defensive. But meeting you has almost instigated another rolling set of thoughts and feelings inside them. Their feelings are, you're coming up as more sexual in this. Their feelings are control and ease of contact and admiring the way that you look physically. And I wonder whether they find that quite painful, because it just makes me feel of a pile that can't move forward because of circumstance. And I know you get that quite a lot, but this really feels like that, because you've got beauty, you've got the Three of Swords for your person, and you've got the fourth house, makes me think of home, stability. You're here almost manipulating this whole energy into reality, and they're like, I don't know where I can go with this. That's what I'm, right, pile number one, I'm going to finish it there. I don't know whether I've gone off the right track there, but if you can take bits of it, that's all I hope for. If there's bits that resonate, I know, because there's, you know, if there's more than 2 people watching, it's not going to fall in place for everybody, but it hopefully, all I hope for these readings is they make you think about bits, something you may not have thought about, or I don't know, just bits of it you just pick out, like an overheard conversation, think, oh yeah, no, I can see how that fits in, or that doesn't fit in. Right, pile number one. Thank you very much for sharing your time with me, and I'm going to say bye. I go pile number two. Let's see. Okay, pile number two. I'm just going to start shooting my mouth off before I start thinking. This is what I'm picking up from the first feel of it, rather than looking at each card individually. There's a feeling of ease of contact. There's a feeling, a bit like pile number one, of familiarity. There's also, like pile number one, a feeling of control. There's a feeling of sexual tension in this one, which I didn't get in pile number one. And quite strong sexual tension, but there's a feeling of the sun here in the 11th house has hopes and wishes and control, and I'm thinking it's more from your person, a bit like pile number one. Very similar feel. Like they're coming up as the Page of Pentacles, and this card in particular makes me think that they can see something going on. It's as if with the butterfly mask here that something is flourishing, something is growing, changing from one situation to the next, and they're trying to almost hold themselves back. The sun here makes me think of openness, ease of contact, but also control. It makes me think of somebody understanding exactly what's going on between you, enjoying it, prepared to be very open if they're asked about it, or if any situation comes up, but also holding a little bit back. It's only the Page, and the Pentacles are very steady. The 11th house is friends. You've got the 6 of Cups twice. You're coming across as the 6 of Cups. The 11th house to me is like you just get on really well. The 6 of Cups is familiarity. It's just feeling good with somebody as if they feel like a lifetime friend, or just that connection that's just really easy. And the 11th house is just friends. Hopes and wishes, friends, ease. Somebody you could sit and have a coffee with, and you wouldn't be looking for things to have to say. You would just be talking. There's no eyes shifting around the room. You're just looking at each other, and it just feels easy. So there's been some ease in your contact. They feel it. This is like sexual tension under the surface. You coming across as being very easygoing, really easy to talk to, smiley, open, loving, kind, and they're coming across as, I know what's going on, and I'm watching and I'm waiting. The Hermit, for the small square, the Hermit and the Death card make me think of possibly a long period of trying to understand what's going on between you, and then I don't know whether you've had contact after being separated for a long time, or whether it's just your actual last get-together made a huge shift. I haven't looked really at these cards here yet with regards to how you both see each other, with regards to how you both perceive each other, with regards to where you want to go together. Behind, which I'm assuming is them, is confusion. It's like emotions that the King of Cups and the Moon behind, you're coming up as if, yeah, I can deal with those Cup cards and that Moon card because I'm the 6 of Cups. I'm enjoying it. It feels good. I don't mind my boundaries being basically evaporated. I'm quite ready to go for a swim with this person. They're coming across as, hold on, I'm just watching. I'm feeling it. I'm just watching. This person feels to me as if they've had a little bit of an emotional epiphany, a bit of a sort of, I feel the King of Cups with the 6 of Cups makes me think of somebody who is quite shocked by their feeling of familiarity, quite shocked by their emotional reaction to you. And the Moon card is confusion. They don't really know what to do with it. As This person, I think, has got quite a big heart, is possibly quite creative, but doesn't like to be out of control. These two, Page of Pentacles and the Sun, make me think of control. And I don't know why the Sun makes me think of control. It just, with the King of Cups and the Sun, make me think of somebody who's, I don't know, to be honest yet. I don't know. It's mixed messages, and I can't actually say it now because it'll get confuse you, but I'm going to say it anyway. The Page of Pentacles and the Sun are making me think, with regards to your person, of somebody who is large, warm and giving, but also controlled, and the King of Cups behind, large, warm, giving, but confused. I'm just going to say that, and I'm going to weave my way through and see how it all fits in. You're coming across as being most fantastically obsessed. The Six of Cups and the Devil. Somebody who is recognised, somebody that else they've met and it just feels good and you want more of it. That's what I'm thinking with you here. Now, your last contact would have been restrained familiarity. And now that sounds stupid. Their thoughts and feelings are, this feels so unusual because they're so easy to talk to. I just feel as if I've known them before. But I feel like, again, with these two cards here, I need to keep a little bit back. I need to control myself, be polite, be helpful, be cool, be able to talk, which is always a plus, but not give too much away. And I don't know why. Now, this is where the sexuality comes in with regards to their thoughts and feelings. There's a lot of thoughts and a lot of feelings. There's feelings of familiarity and ease, but there's definitely, which I didn't feel so much in pile number one, a real sexual undertone. You're coming into the meeting knowing already what you're feeling, and being with this person makes me think that you've come in with a Devil card here and felt it and acknowledged it, and it's just like rumbling there. And look at your cards here. Okay, I'll get to that in a minute. I don't want to confuse you yet. And the Ace of Wands makes me think that they have more so gone into the relationship not thinking sexual, and the Ace of Wands is ignited, then they feel it. So there's something to do with your last get together, which I think this person has gone in with emotional thoughts, emotional feelings, ease of connection, and then felt gone from the Page of Pentacles to the Sun very quickly. See, that I try and read these together thinking, well, no, they must actually be energies that come together, but with this spread and the way it's falling, it could be that one follows the other more so. I don't know yet. Just bear with me as I talk to myself. I do get a feeling with the Hermit and Death here that there has been a long time in between each meeting, because you've got the Four of Swords, the King of Cups. So this person's thinking about you beforehand in an emotional way, as in I can connect with this person, and they're igniting my inner feelings, and it's like my love nature really. But there feels as if nothing has happened for a long time. You get together, Six of Cups, easy breezy, control. I don't want to show too much that I actually feel an emotional reaction to this person. And then the Sun, and then the Ace of Wands. I'm assuming, I mean, there's fire in there, and there's a whole load of fire in here. They've come in with an emotional thoughts, emotional feelings, and it's just turned, what I would say, into a bit of a surprise sexual, I'm not going to say explosion, reaction. Right, now this is where this all changes, and I don't know why either, because you've got the Nine of Swords at the end. In regards to their thoughts and feelings, Nine of Swords is hurt. Okay. I think you've been cool with them. Do you know what it's making me think of? I'm looking at your cards here. It's as if you've come together in a meeting. They're thinking, hey, I feel a real connection with this person. I'm very attracted to them. I feel that we're on the same page with regards to our emotions. And then they've actually seen you, and there's been sort of a sexual awakening, as the polite way to put it. And then I wonder whether you've been quite cool, even though you feel the connection. And at the end, there's been some sort of frosty behaviour where they felt that their King of Cups personality, the way that they wanted to act with you, the way they felt towards you, has been rebuffed in some way. Because at the end, you have got the Nine of Swords, which is just tears, upset, distraught, and the King of Cups, which is your person, male or female, doesn't matter. And then it's deciding, what do I do now? I wonder whether something hasn't... Because these are the cards for their afterthoughts. The King of Pentacles, does this person help you in some way? Are you going to them, and I don't mean this in a wrong way, but that you're going to them for service? Because they've changed the Page of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles, and you've got the Three of Pentacles here. So it's somebody you could possibly meet in a practical situation. And it's turned a bit... Makes me feel that this person's come in to this meeting with emotional thoughts, emotional feelings, and a real connection, and they've got that from you. They've got that connection. You've been really easy breezy to talk to. You've just felt familiar. You felt like home. But there's also been a coolness about you. I wonder whether it's because you feel a little bit overwhelmed by the situation, so you've almost retracted yourself a bit. This person shot themselves with their, I say sexual arousal there, just because I wanted to say it, with their sexual feelings towards you, and then they've gone away thinking he or she doesn't feel the same. The King of Pentacles is, okay, right, I can sort myself out. I can still meet this person on their level. I can give to them, and I can perhaps provide a service in some way. I can appear like I'm really in control. But you've both left this meeting thinking, oh gosh, they don't feel the same. Because excuse the banging upstairs. That's my kids doing body pump. You've come out of this meeting with Death and the Six of Swords. So you've both come out, them trying to think, I can deal with this practically, I'm really controlling myself, I didn't really get what I wanted to out of this meeting, they didn't declare undying love, and you felt the same. There's a friendly feel. The Six of Cups, 11th house, you've got the Six of Cups twice, and the Queen of Swords is somebody who chats well, gets on well, ease of contact, and you've made them feel good you made them feel good about themselves, but not enough. They've expected more, and they've been sort of sexually inspired. I made that up during the meeting, and then they felt, I haven't made a fool of myself, and I need to turn back. I need to move from this, get my control back, and King of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, and just give to this person in a very practical way without bringing in these physical feelings or the emotional feelings that I felt before I came to the relationship situation, meeting, whichever. Right then. So pile number 2, to sum that up, your last meeting with regards to their thoughts. Their thoughts were emotional before they met you. There was confusion. They didn't know what they felt to you, although they felt something and it felt strong. And I think they've come into a meeting almost tiptoeing, wondering what's going to come out of this meeting, wondering whether they can express themselves, wondering whether they need to be controlled. So what they've done, they've brought this slight baggage to it, and because there seems to be a lot of thoughts or a lot of distance and a lot of thinking and feeling before this meeting. And then this meeting's gone well on the surface, but on the surface gone well, and they've been looking for more from it. You've come in probably with exactly the same feeling, and you've both left feeling identical. You've both left thinking, did I make a fool of myself? Did I reveal too much because they don't feel the same? And there's like a sexual undertone that hasn't been acknowledged. If it has been acknowledged, it's been very fleeting. This isn't a get-together where you've basically run off into the sunset and rolled around on a picnic blanket on the beach. This is a meeting which has gone really well, and then you've separated thinking, not interested. Both of you have felt the same. Right, pile number 2. Ooh, complicated pile there. I hope that rings true, even if it's just parts of it that make you think a little bit more or help you in some way. But to me, here is a feeling of, It's control, more so from them. Yours is more sexual control, theirs are sexual feelings, and then they felt it and thought, I'm going to have to back that one down a bit. Okay, pile number 2. I'm going to finish there, but I hope it helps, even if small bits of it in some way. And I hope to see you again. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Let's see what you've got here. Right then, pile number 3. This is a really unusual spread, and I've got a feeling that it might feel quite specific. I'm going to try and think of different scenarios, but I've got to go down the route that's immediately jumped into my mind before I forget that. But this makes me think, oh, this is you, and this is them. So they're coming into this meeting, the Queen of Swords, as being very controlled, very much trying to, well, I'm thinking getting to the core of a situation, wanting to understanding and wanting to discuss it. And the 8th house is making me think of sex and death, and Mercury is making me think of communication. So this person is coming in with, I think, an intent to discuss something and to know exactly what's going on. And then you've got the No card, which, to be honest, I ignored the No because it came out the Empress at the same time for you. This is probably not going to apply to many people, but I wondered whether it was either a conversation to do with pregnancy or a conversation to do with some sexual contact that you have just had and you're actually talking about it, or some sexual situation, or to understand something to do with children. Or sexuality. I don't know. My first thought when I put those out, which was immediate, was a conversation about pregnancy. Because 8th house, Empress, the moon, cycles, which is obvious, and then the Queen of Swords wanting to understand, Mercury there being very direct with that understanding. I don't know. I've got to say it because I'm thinking, don't say it, because it'd be like 1 or 2 people. But that may actually be a possibility. Let's go through and see what else we can bring out of it and see if we can make it less specific, because obviously all these cards are multi-layered. The 6 of Swords and the 4 of Pentacles with regard to their thoughts and feelings and your last contact. The 6 of Wands is a feeling of being admired, it's a feeling of victory, it's a feeling of you making them feel good and vice versa. The 4 of Pentacles makes me think they don't want to show that. They don't want to show that you make them feel good, you make them feel attractive. It's as if they're like, I'm going to be controlled, I'm pleased to meet this person because whenever they leave, I just feel good about myself. It's that feeling, which may be good or maybe not. The Page of Swords and the World for behind is a feeling of either you haven't met for a long time and then you've had some recent communication, like, hey, call me, please call me, I've got something important to say, or just a distance and then small communication and then this meeting, or your actual meeting could have just been on the phone. That feeling of it being smaller communication rather than bumping into each other, or just online contact. Possibly, yeah, it could be online contact. Yeah, I just found something, because the World and Page of Swords, the World is the internet, it's like, reaching across different continents. The Page of Swords is communication, looking down and trying to understand what's going on and using your mind and your thoughts and whatever you say to communicate. The 4 of Swords. If you've got the 4 of Pentacles and they've got the 4 of Swords, well, you've both got that really, I suppose, because this is your meeting, but it's their thoughts and feelings, is either they're annoyed that there's been distance, they're annoyed that they have to actually control themselves in some way, because I wonder if you haven't given enough, or there has been lack of contact in the past, and then in you come and they're not giving anything and they are just sort of, I'm going to keep myself to myself. It feels to me with the 4s there of restriction and holding back thoughts, holding back everything, because these coins are all over the body normally in a normal rider weight. Holding back a lot of grounding yourself, holding back whatever you're feeling and holding, well, just basically cutting off a little bit. So this feels to me that with regards to their thoughts and feelings already is a feeling of restriction. And then you've got, just wait me while I peel through them, the Seven of Cups is confusion, and you've got that twice. It's confusion, it's not being able to make choices, and it's conflict. To me, this feels a little bit antagonistic, like a bit of a standoff. They're coming in, and it makes me think of a work situation. You know, when you call to the boss and you've come in with what I would say is a feeling, or I'm going to say problem, but only because I've had a pregnancy there, and you're coming across as soft and nurturing all the way through this. So it's as if you're quite vulnerable in this situation. They've come in almost cool, as in like straight, wanting to talk straight, wanting to be straight, and you've got the Page of Cups here, and the Empress there is a real sort of sweetness, calmness, nurturing qualities, and an emotional reaction to whatever's going on. And you've got a lot of double cards in this spread. This is them. They have got, the situation is death, and restriction again, holding their court, whatever they call it, holding their own and not wanting to show too much. And the Judgment is, let me put some more cards on that. Do you know, I'm going to have to say it again. There is a really strong feeling of a pregnancy conversation going on here. Because you've got the 8th house, you've got Judgment here, and it's got overlaid with children here, and then decisions. The 8th house, sex and death. Judgment is a similar feel, and children, they're the 6 of Cups, and then you've got the two of Wands there is decisions, not knowing what to do, not knowing which way to go really. And then you've got the Empress card here with the Moon card. Maybe you haven't seen each other in, I don't know, about 3 months, something like that. And then confusion and quarrels and wanting to understand. You've come in all soft and, vulnerable, I suppose. And then the Death card here is, I don't know what the Death card would be like. It's a huge threat of a situation. They've come across, I think, as being gone in trying to be very controlled and very much trying to have a conversation. And this may not be pregnancy, but if it's not, I will try and give a different scenario, because, how many people is that going to apply to? The Knave of Wands is somebody who's left the situation feeling quite feisty, when they've gone in trying to be quite intellectual and quite controlled. And everything. 2 Death cards here in the Tower. What on earth has happened? What have you two been up to? You've come up as the Fool and the World, so you are basically the Alpha and the Omega in this. You are the beginning and the end. So, and the Death card twice, something big has happened in your last get together, and the actual get together has been confusing. There's been restriction. There's been a complete game changer. There's this whole situation is a complete game changer. This is very 8th house. And I'm just struggling with trying to guess what has happened, because I've got my mind fixed on the Empress card here, so I haven't quite got out of that yet. So, the Empress. Nurturing. Beauty. Cycles. Okay. If you've got the Moon card here and the Empress, and you're very attractive, you're very one of those men or women that are very nurturing, very and you've got the Page of Cups, you may have a lot of water in your chart, and people just fall for you because they actually just feel really at home with you and really easy with you. And then in behind you've got the Page of Swords and the World, so that could be like distant communication. This person possibly could be coming into this situation thinking, I'd like to get to know this person better. I'm drawn towards them, but I need to communicate, because you've got Mercury and the Queen of Swords there. This person may find you attractive and vice versa, but I wonder whether you're trying not to show each other, because you've got the 6 of Wands, which is with the Empress card here, it's a feeling of attraction and it being quite open and felt, but them trying not to show it, if you know what I mean. They feel it, they understand it, but they don't want to express it. And then there's been confusion and quarrels. It's making me think, if it's not pregnancy, it's that feeling when you're really looking forward to meeting somebody and you haven't seen them for a long time and then you argue. You know, when you're separate from your partner and they come home at weekends and Friday night and you're really looking forward to seeing them, Friday night is an argument. It could possibly that type of feeling where the get-together's been a bit angsty in some way. You've come in being really sort of sweet and expecting everything to be really nice. And then the Death card here makes me think of a bit of a terse exchange in some way. And the Judgment card here, as if you just separated. Because they've got the Tower, you've got Judgment at the end. If it's not pregnancy, it could also be a conversation to do with children that maybe one of you has or both of you have already, and how that fits into the relationship. And there's misunderstandings, that maybe somebody said something and it's been misunderstood and there's been words. And you've left with the Fool and the World thinking, where do I go with this? Or is the whole situation... This, I don't understand it, to be honest, is a real game changer. They're coming up as the Death twice game changer. The Judgment at the end, real change in situation. You've got the Fool and the World, the beginning and the end. So it's as if everything is thrown up into the air with this meeting. And then that's why I keep thinking pregnancy. They're trying to be very intellectual in how they approach this situation. And then it's just confusion, holding back. Wow. Who knows, eh? Let me try and answer the question and I'll put some more cards down because this is difficult. I'm going to say, regards to their thoughts in this relationship or this get together and this situation, have been restricted and they found them difficult to understand. They found it difficult to find their words. They found it difficult to actually articulate what they're thinking and to even to themselves. There's been a feeling that this is, it feels like an argument to them. It feels like confusion. Something's been taken incorrectly and they wonder whether this is going to be the end, and they've actually got their guard up. And I don't know if this confusion has got to do with children or got to do with lack of contact in the past. You know, how do you expect me to... This feels like more a relationship where you've actually had a relationship more so in the past rather than just meeting in the street. And this is what makes me feel that it can't actually apply to that many people, but I've got to go through with what I see. Because it might just be a specific message for one person out there. And then you've separated thinking, what on earth happened? Because... Let me put some more cards up because this one is hard, it's confusing. And what I'm picking out with regards to feelings is confusion, misunderstanding, arguments, lying low. Why haven't we seen each other for a while? I've got possibly so you've come with some news and it's been upsetting, and then the whole situation changes. It feels like a get together and an argument and a split up. There's words exchanged. Oh, okay, I've said the same thing again. Let me just, what card should I use? Let me see if this gives me some insight. Their thoughts are, there's been secrets that they want to clear up. There's been, I think possibly there has been distance in the past, and they're trying to approach this situation by trying to be more mature than they actually are feeling. And I think the actual conversation or the way the whole meeting has gone has not added to the clarity, it's made it more muddled in some way, and maybe a little bit of a terse exchange in words could have ensued there. Let me have a look at their feelings again. There's still a feeling of control from your person. You've got the Six of Wands twice. This person feels very attracted to you. They think that you're very beautiful. They find you very attractive physically. There's a real sort of physical pull there, but this is a person I don't think likes to show it very easily, and so they're almost trying to hide it. I wonder whether it's made them feel uncomfortable in some way. If there's been, can't see cards for other people around, but it could be just it's a control thing. They've got the Emperor, they've got the Four of Swords and the Four of Pentacles together. Just makes me think somebody wants to stay still, not move, and hide themselves. The Chariot card here and the Strength card there are making me thinking somebody who's basically burning. I'm not going to say it. They're just burning in their pants, but they're not letting you know it. This to me speaks of a bit of a control issue from your person. You're coming across as a lot softer. This isn't really answering your question with regards to their thoughts and feelings, because I've got more than a bargain for here. Okay, right then, pile number 3. I'm going to finish up, but I'm going to just try and sum up because I hate it when it mystifies me. Their thoughts are control and confusion, and what I would say almost an anxiety with trying to get things organised in their mind. And then there's been what I would say an uncomfortable meeting with regards to them either feeling that they're lacking the control that they want to, but there's a recognition of attraction with regards to you, that they have seen you and the way that you look has possibly shocked them in some way, or that you've just looked good, and they feel that you're attracted to them too, but they're trying to keep it down the straight and narrow. You've come across as very soft and very sweet, but your person is coming across as very controlled, and there's got something to do here with confusion and exchange of words. Could just be generally just misunderstanding, and then it's as if you're both looking at each other looking for recognition, but neither of you giving it or getting it. So you've come out of this situation and they've come back, the Knave of Wands and the Tower. They think, well, there's nothing there, that person doesn't like me. And the Fool card and the World card here is almost like I've got to start again. Okay, pile number 3, that's all I can get from that. I know that's unusual, but that, if you read tarot, I don't know what else to, you may be, it's just confusion and I would say conflict and keeping selves to themselves, distance in the past maybe, Hermit, restriction, distance, lots of thoughts, not much action, and then you coming in sweet as apple pie and beautiful, and then thinking, I like a bit of that, but I'm not going to show it. And then defensiveness, not really saying that much, neither them getting, the Death card twice makes me think that they think you're not interested in them. And the Judgment card here is like, well, that's the end of that then. Unless there's something to do with children there. And then their feelings at the end, the Knave of Wands and the Tower is like everything. I feel impotent. I feel impotent. And you've come out thinking, all right, then let's start again. Which way should I go? Should I start at the end and go back to the beginning, or should I try again a different tack? Okay, pile number 3. I hope that actually helps one or two of you out there, because that was a difficult one. So I don't know if any of that rings true, but do let me know in the comments section if it does, because it helps me read the cards better. Thank you very much, and bye.